you can hear me over the tannoy, it is very, very loud here in Epsom with the VT they're playing. If you can hear me, Hayley, third realm. What's Andreas said about him, and could he be the horse to nip round Tattenham Corner? He's so athletic.
It's interesting because Andreas never overconfident about any horses when you ask him, but he was quite confident about him, and he just said they've not got to the bottom of him. You know, they don't know what he's got left up his sleeve. He's done everything they've asked him at home really easily, and everything on the track really easily, and he's quite confident he's going to get a place. So
we haven't had your fancy yet, Jason Weaver.
Yeah, I've been a fan of One Ruler for some time. Not only his juvenile form, obviously up behind Max Swinney in the Vertum at Doncaster, but I thought his Autumn Stakes win at Newmarket was very strong. You know, he looks to me as if he's going to hopefully get a little bit better with time, and the rain that fell yesterday is definitely going to suit him as well.
How important is this stage when they're going down to the start? The ones we can see are hacking nicely. John Leaper was a little bit keen, jumping off in Frankie's hands, but it's a long way down there.
More than a little bit keen. I mean, he was reefing and pulling for his head, and in that scenario, when you've got a canter basically a mile and a quarter, I mean, he's got him now. He's going to want them to go fairly quick early. He's lucky for him, a smallish field.
They put a ring bit on him this time, so a bit of a change of gear there to try and help Frankie have a bit more steering. He actually went to ride him out one morning and then was back the next morning. He said, I want to keep riding him at home. So he's got to know this horse well. He's drawn wide. I think they're going to drop him in.
Johnny, what do you make of John Leaper's chance? Sorry, Johnny, I'll just ask you about John Leaper's chance.
Not for me, Ed. Not for me, Ed. You know, he won an egg and spoon race in Newcastle. He won a listed race. For me, he didn't look comfortable coming down the hill in Newmarket again. He's a beautiful big horse. I think he's living on his mother's reputation. Frankie's riding him. Everybody's latching on to that. Big immature horse. I think he'll be better second half of the season. This race just might come too quick for him. As you can see, just might be getting to him a little bit today.
Ed Dunlop, Johnny, stood about 5 yards away from me with his family. We've got two of his three daughters here, Rose and Martha. Becky, his wife, here. Good luck to the Dunlop team, who can probably hear me talking. Tactics, Johnny. How's this going to play out?
Yeah, I was going to ask Jason. Charlie Appleby has got three runners in this race. One ruler who might not get the trip. Hurricane Lane, who's going to get the trip. Does he let Adiyar make the running? Or I think there will be pace on, but does he think he let him make the running?
What a massive role reversal, Johnny, isn't it? Normally we come here and Aiden's got the stranglehold on numbers when you go into the biggest race of them all, but now it's Charlie who's responsible a little bit more for how the race is going to be affected. Possibly a Dayar at the top will likely go forward. You know, Gear Up's not going to be far away, and obviously McSwinney with that natural pace, he's just going to find himself in a handy position, having won and made all at the Curragh.
Personally, I think it's going to be tricky for Adayar from draw one to get up to the front, especially because we think he's more of a galloping horse than a speed horse. So I think tactically it's going to be fascinating because we're so used to the Ballydoyle team having multiple runners and maybe having one forward, a couple in the middle, one at the back. Do we think maybe, Hayley, that with one runner, Bolshoi Ballet, could he just bounce him out, go to the lead and try and dictate?
I don't think so. I think Adam, like you say, he's drawn one, but if you remember, they go over to one's actually on the outside for the first couple of furlongs. So if Adam is slightly slow into stride, he's got a bit of room and space and to get momentum to get handier. I think Buick will be right up there on his. Definitely wants this extra trip. And I think Youth Spirit, Tom Marquand, Andrew Bolden, he always likes to keep it very simple. That horse has got a really high cruising speed. I'd be very surprised if they hack round.
The betting, Rishi.
Bolshoi Ballet firm at the top of the market. Strong, in fact. The serious money has come for Aidan O'Brien's runner, 6-4, and he's getting shorter on the exchanges. But Hurricane Lane has also been strong in the market, short as 5-1 now. McSweeney is 13-2, 22. John Leaper, the support for him has really dried up in the last couple of minutes. He is out to 8-1 now, and in fact he's a bit bigger on the exchange. You can get 11-1. Third round 14's Adayar is the one outside of the obvious horses that has been supported late on. Adam Kirby, of course, was due to ride the horse and shot John Leaper a couple of days ago, but the jockey's merry-go-round did a turn. What a story it would be if he ended up winning the Derby.
Down here at the start, the Hurricane Lane just in front of me with William Buick. This horse it's very warm down here. That's the first thing to say. So it's not a surprise some of these horses are sweating. This horse is warm, but he's not unduly bothered at all. You can see Adam Kirby just in front of me on Adayar. And just looking up the track a little bit, Frankie has now got somebody leading down John Leaper. He's going to be a little while to get to us, and knowing Frankie, he'll be using all of his experience and taking his time.
Johnny, one horse we haven't really talked about yet is Southern Lights for Joseph O'Brien, looking to do what Harry Ragg last did and ride and train a Derby winner. What chance?
Live outsider, Ed. Should have been probably second in the Darnestown Derby trial. Made a bit of trouble in running. 3 runs. Again, a nice horse going forward. Maybe today might be just a step too far. But I'm interested after hearing Andrea Azzini. Small horse, doesn't do much at home. Good draw, sneak around the inside at a big price. Third realm could run a place.
There is Third Realm in the yellow with the black spots. The High Rise carried to glory here in 1998. Roger Varian looking for a first Derby. Likewise, Ed Dunlop on the right there. His heart must be going at 1,000,000 miles an hour with the horse named after his father. Who might run a race at a big price, Jason?
Yeah, well, when you go through, Youth Spirit seems to have been completely overlooked. When you look at certain horses, it doesn't always ring true, if you like. The horses with a great walk will be a great galloper, but he's one of the best we've seen, Francesca, wandering around the prelims. Such an athletic, fluent mover when we saw him in the paddock at Chester, and he's definitely fitter today.
I think you've hit on exactly the right one. That is the wrong price. He's a winner of a Chester Vase. If that had been an Aidan O'Brien runner or maybe a Godolphin runner, I think it definitely would have been shorter. He's small. Yeah, at Chester we both commented, it's not a huge amount to him, but he's agile, and you need a lot of that here at Epsom.
And his owner took 17 days to get here. More fanfare ahead of the Derby as we go back to Rishi.
Bolshoi Ballet still strong, but there's good money now for Adayar. I know when they're bigger prices, it doesn't take that much money to move the market, but it's significant for Adayar. This horse who's run in 2 trials so far this year at Sandown and Lingfield, who's second in both of them, now ridden by Adam Kirby, was going to be ridden by Oisin Murphy, but of course after Frankie Dettori got on John Leaper, Adam Kirby got on Adayar, Oisin Murphy without a ride in the Derby, and Adayar the best backed horse amongst the outsiders now.
Well, I can tell you, Frankie's just walked past me and he's all smiles, so he's happy he's got John Leaper where he wants him. I can tell you Max Swinney is taking the preliminaries really, really well. Youth Spirit, on the other hand, has been very honest all the time he's been down here.
Question for you, Hayley. At this stage in the proceedings, all the jockeys are milling around at the back. We're discussing tactics. How much would they have talked between them and know what's going to happen, who's going to go forward?
Not a lot. Not in this sort of race. If you're riding round Lingfield in a Class 5 and you say, are you going forward? They'll be like, yeah, no, but they very much keep their cards close to their chest.
Wherever you are watching around the world, enjoy the next chapter in the history of flat racing's showpiece event in the company of Richard Hoyles.
Thanks, Ed. The Kazoo Derby field about to be completed by John Leap, who's been kept away from most of the others, taken down quietly by Frankie Dettori, and on the other inside berth, Adayar. Big horse he is with the red cap coming out of stall 1. We do only have a field of 11 for this year's Kazoo Derby, part of the British Champion Series, 1.5 miles to crown the best 3-year-old colt. As they break away from the stalls and early on gear up is one of the first to show through the early strides in company with Youth Spirit. Bolshoi Ballet in the dark blue colours not too far away. The slightly lighter blue belongs to Hurricane Lane. Adayar Southern Lights and Third Realm pushing up, trying to hold the spot in the yellow colours, was unable to do so. This is where they cut the corner. Bolshoi Ballet has just drifted back to round about 6th or 7th place ahead of Max Swinney. Mojo Star is towards the back of the pack as well. The the white cap of One Ruler. And last of all is John Leaper, as Gear Up leads the Derby field, the climb through the first 3 furlongs. On the outside, Youth Spirit in the white jacket is second place. Adayar in the red cap, blue jacket races in third. Hurricane Lane, Bolshoi Valley is 3 wide at this stage, being held out by the Godolphin pair. Just behind these, the yellow colours of Third Realm on the inside of Max Swinney, as Hurricane Lane is just pushed along to hold the spot behind the leaders in 5th place. Then behind Mick Sweeney we have Mojo Star with Southern Lights, One Ruler, and right at the back is John Leaper. So running downhill, Gear Up has the lead and is trying to steady the pace down. Adayar is in 3rd place with Bolshoi Ballet. They dispute it just behind the 2nd placed horse Youth Spirit. Hurricane Lane just couldn't hold the spot for a stride or two, is in 5th place ahead of Third Realm. Max Sweeney towards the outside in the white jacket with the purple central stripe. Then Mojo Star with Southern Lights, One Ruler, and still John Leaper ridden cold at the back of the field by Frankie Dettori. So the runners continue their progress as they make their way down towards Tattenham Corner, beginning the descent. It is Gear Up for Ben Curtis, who leads Youth Spirit in 2nd place. Bolshoi Ballet is poised, being tracked by Hurricane Lane. Adayar is still there on the inside as well. Now down the outside, Frankie Dettori is making rapid progress on John Leaper in yellow colours. Max Sweeney comes there as well. Gear Up stacking the field up in 2nd, Youth Spirit. Then on the outside, Bolshoi Ballet. Hurricane Lane digging in. Max Sweeney. Now John Leaper's under pressure. Mojo Star and also on the inside Adaya are running mighty races. Adaya sneaks through on the inside, pursued by Hurricane Lane. Mojo Star, then Max Sweeney, who is under pressure. Adaya for Adam Kirby leads the Derby field by 2 lengths. In 2nd is Mojo Star. In 3rd is Hurricane Lane, but it is Adayar who is 3 lengths clear in the Derby in the Godolphin colours, leading by 3 lengths from Mojo Star. In 3rd place is Hurricane Lane, a dream for Adam Kirby. The musical Jockey stairs stopped and he landed the winner on Adayar for Charlie Appleby and Godolphin. Mojo Star, the maiden, in 2nd. In 3rd was Hurricane Lane. In 4th place Max Swinney. 3rd round Bolshoi Ballet's trailed in company with Southern Lights. The man that was due to ride, John Leaper, lost the ride and won the Derby on Adayar for Charlie Appleby, his 2nd win in the race, and by a big margin. Mojo Star in 2nd place. The maiden has run well. The fancied horses are well beaten. Hurricane Lane doing best of those in 3rd place. McSweeney and Third Realm cross the line in 4th and 5th. Sometimes fate intervenes and deals you a hand that on the face of it doesn't look as good as the one you folded. But Adayar for Adam Kirby, a dream Derby success for him.
And late gamble landed. Charlie Appleby there has his 2nd Derby after Massar won 3 years ago. Another in Godolphin blue. But Hayley Turner for Adam Kirby until Wednesday night. He was on John Leaper.
Amazing. I've got goosebumps watching that. Adam is just like one of the most popular lads in the weighing room, and he struggles with his weight so much. Wow, you can see how tight he is here. He must have been breathing in at this point. Like, a lot of jockeys would have yanked their horses back there, and Adam just kicked on.
Adam Kirby, listen, we know how much of a grafter he is. He had that major setback. Obviously, Frankie Dettori gets on John Leaper. He manages to get on Adayar. So let's not forget Oisin Murphy, the champion jockey, sat in the weighing room at the moment watching this lad go striding away. So one man's euphoria, another man's nightmare.
It's funny how it works like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Earlier in the week, he would have had his chin on the floor thinking I had a plum ride on John Leaper. Then Frankie comes along, I lose the ride, and then he gets a ride for Charlie Appleby, and not the first string, let's face it. Adayar drawn in one. I thought he wanted further, wanted softer potentially, but here he is, taking the brave man's route right up the rail, taking the paint off the rail and winning the Derby.
Looked after by Gemma Davis. What a thrill this must be for her. Triumph for Godolphin Blue. The story of the race, though, and well done, Adam Kirby.
There's so much to talk to Adam Kirby about, the ride, all the factors that led up to the Derby. But first of all, Adam, what's going through your mind right now?
Yes, I went a bit weak on him the last half a furlong. I couldn't believe it. All I could think I was. My mother will be watching, you know. No, that made me a bit sad there for a second, but she will, and she'll be happy.
I've seen you ride many big race winners, but the smile on your face said just what you were feeling. It's been the most extraordinary week for you. Can you sum it up?
Yeah, well, obviously, there's ups and downs. It's racing, it swings and roundabouts, but listen, you know, when it comes to Charlie Appleby, he's a top man, and you know, I can't thank him enough, you know, and a true gentleman and a great trainer. And thanks very much for putting me on this, lad. And she's a Derby, lads. You know what I mean? Get up there.
Adam, it's so true. And a brave route. You stuck to the rail.
Yeah, I had no choice. But listen, he was gutsy. He got in there quick, thank God. But listen, like I said, Charlie Appleby's team, second from none, and where is he? I'll give him a cuddle in a minute. Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
Do you believe in serendipity and fate?
Well, listen, what goes around comes around, but I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Can't thank everybody enough.
Adam, well done. I'm just going to have a very quick word with Jenna. You've had big race success before, Jenna. Yeah. So this is on another level for you.
There's no words for this. This is unreal.
Well, now it's time to milk the celebration. So well done to you and to the whole team. Congratulations.
You remember Rachel Blackmore after Derby saying, "I can't believe I'm Rachel Blackmore." How about that from Adam Kirby? It's the Derby lads, you know what I mean? And I hope Megan is watching, and his two kids, young Charlie, hopefully watching and proud of Dad here. And how proud they'll be of the second as well. Keir Jarabchin and co. Got such a thrill from Mojo Star for Richard Hannon, huge outsider, finishing second in the Derby, but it was the red cap that won it for Godolphin. Adayar for Charlie Appleby and Adam Kirby, who are about to get finally on a racecourse on Derby Day. A huge cheer. Talk about Stall 1 now for a while, and 2, how brave a ride was that up the paint?
Listen, Adam Kirby is a top man. He struggles with his weight. He wastes every day. I got to know him quite well over in the saunas in England. If Adam Kirby was a natural 8'7", 8'10" jockey, he'd be champion jockey in England. He's one of the top riders. Big races need big riders to step up and take the brave man's route. Down the inside, give it a couple of backhanders. For a big lad, he gets down low, he's got beautiful hands, he's as strong as a bull. I couldn't be more happy for anybody riding. He deserves it, and there was no fluke about it. Everybody had a shot, all the big horses were there turning in, Frankie loomed down the outside, Ryan was there. But Kirby, brave man's route, give him a couple of backhanders. Charlie Appleby, second Derby. You know, when you're riding for these top stables, they've got beautifully bred horses that are all bred probably to win the Derby. But the ride by that man, as I said, couldn't speak highly enough about him. Big race jockey, come to the fore on the biggest stage in the world.
And well done, Charlie Appleby as well. Adam Kirby jocked off John Leaper by Frankie, switches into the Godolphin Blue and wins the Derby. Look in the back there, that says it all about Adam Kirby, doesn't it, Hayley?
Yeah.
It looks like the entire weighing room has come out to say well done.
Yeah, everyone just loves Adam. He keeps it real, he keeps everyone grounded, he's a lot of fun, and we all know how much he struggles with his weight and how hard he works, and it couldn't happen to a better person.
let's confirm the result of the Kazoo Derby of 2021. It has been won by the 16-1 chance, late money for Adayar, which Rishi reported just before the off. Mojo Star back down to 50-1 with 150-1 overnight. Well done, Richard Hannon, the Ammo team, in particular Keir Jarabchan, the football agent who is here, David Egan on board, and a first and third for Godolphin because Hurricane Lane finished in third for Charlie Appleby again. What a day for the trainer, third at 6-1. Right, Jason, you're in charge with your jockeys. Talk us through the derby.
Well, certainly didn't feel that there was any hanging about again. As smallish field, 12 runners, and we were thinking Adayar was going to push forward from one, and I think it possibly was the plan, but he couldn't manage to just get up past Gear Up, and there was a real strong gallop on as far as this is concerned. Hayley, Frankie Dettori be happy at this moment. He's got John Leaper settled at the back of the pack.
Yeah, I think the plan for Frankie was to just switch John Leaper off, and if you try and get them involved in upsides of the horses in a race, they just sometimes pull even harder, so he's happy with that. Adam's just decided to slot in behind Gear Up because as a jockey, you know that if you're following one of Mark Johnson's horses, they'll go a nice, consistent gallop and they'll take you into the straight. So I'm sure he's more than happy where he is now.
Johnny, you mentioned Galileo, and when Mick Canham was 3 wide with his nose in the breeze, well, they must have been happy with Bolshoi Ballet at this particular moment.
Yeah, they were hoping he was as good as Galileo by the way he rode him, but he wasn't a B. He was a spent force when he got over the road. Perfect posse for Adam Kirby on the fence, brave man's route, saving all the ground. Listen, it's a bit easier when you're riding 16-1 shot, I know, but he had the perfect trip. Frankie was back there, but he made this big manoeuvre down the hill. It lasted for about 100 yards and that was the end of it. But Jason, everybody is very happy where they are at the moment. When the race starts, I think they get going a little bit earlier than ideal. You can see them all rushing up the outside here, but fair dues to Kirby. One thing he has is he's got patience. He's not in any rush, and when the gap comes, he sticks his head in there and makes sure it stays open.
As far as that concertina you're talking about now, Dettori comes up round. He's trying to put Max Sweeney under a little bit of pressure there. They're all starting to fan out, and Adam is just praying now, Johnny. Just give me that inch.
Well, indeed, it came there, and there was an inch. But as you said, he was going so well, and that's what happens, Jason, when you're riding these good horses. Mick Canham said it. When you put your foot on the accelerator, there's petrol left in the tank, and boy, did he go. He quickened up really well. He got to the line really well, and hey, I think it was a fair race. Everybody got a shot. I think you can rate the race off the third. He seems a solid horse that won the York race. Fair dues to the second, ran a cracker, but take nothing away from this winner. This winner was second in 2 trials, but stepping up to the 1.5 miles, giving a perfect ride with that man who I'm absolutely delighted for. Made all the difference today, Jason. The horse that improves from the trials.